Hi, this is Elijah Bascom. This is for Module 6. So the first question states, think of a time when the structure was changed in your workplace, even when your professor asked you to move from your normal sitting location, move from the back row to come and sit up front. And what was your reaction? Did the small change at work or in class make you uncomfortable? So first, I'm going to explain the class situation. Usually when I'm in class, I don't like to sit in the very back, but I also don't like to sit in the very front, so I usually sit in the middle. Now I say like I come in a little late and I don't want to disturb the class. I might sit in the back and the professor may be like, oh, I want everyone from the back to move to the front. At first it makes you made me a little uncomfortable, maybe a little intimidated because I don't like sitting in the front. I'm not a very vocal person, so sitting in the front, usually people that sit in the front usually volunteer a little bit more. And yeah, it made me a little uncomfortable, but as I grew older, I adapted to it. And the other part of this question is at my workplace when I moved positions. I'll give you an example. I used to work at a country club. At the country club, I think I've talked about this before. At the country club, I would be food prep, meaning I would just sit in the back of the kitchen basically, setting up food. No one would really bother me. I wouldn't talk to a lot of people. And I like it that way because I can work at my own time, at my own pace. I'm not really bothered by anyone. And I don't have to get the social aspect of the job. So one day, they were really busy at the country club and they didn't have enough waiters. And my boss, who's a very good boss, asked me if I wanted to help the staff with the waiting crew. And all I would have to do is like pick up the food, bring the food to the customers, and just like talk to them a little bit. At first, I did not want to do it, but since my boss really needed my help, and he's been a very good boss to me, I thought I would help him do the job. So for the day, I was running out food for the waiters and everything. I would bring out the food. I had to get used to carrying a big tray. I had to get used to talking to people. And honestly, it wasn't that bad. Would I do it again? Maybe if it's not too busy. But like honestly, it was a very big change for me. At first, like I said, it made me very uncomfortable. I didn't feel comfortable talking to people. I didn't feel like talking to people and becoming social. But I'm kind of glad that I did it because one, it made me not change as a person, it made me evolve as a person. It made me like have to talk to people. And also it made me I became more of a utility at my job. So they paid me a little bit more and I could basically do almost everything at my job. So I'm very useful at that job. And the question 2, it says, as a result of increased consumer awareness, companies like Nike and Walmart have made major efforts to stop sweatshop practices. Go online, find out if any of the companies they buy products from indulge in such activities, and discuss your findings. And is buying products from firms and that employ sweatshops considered ethical to you? So for question 2, I found that Nike was involved in a pretty big scandal in 1991 where they were accused of buying items from these sweatshops. And they found out at the sweatshops that where the people were working, they were being completely overworked. It was very dangerous working conditions and it just was not a good place to work. And also it states from the article from 1991 to 2005, Nike has done its best to stop these sweatshops and make labor laws to stop the harsh working conditions. When the media actually found out about Nike buying items from these sweatshops, a lot of people were very annoyed with Nike. A lot of people even stopped buying things from Nike to revolt their beliefs, basically. And like overall, it gave Nike a pretty bad reputation. And for the second part of the question, personally, I believe that if you buy items from these places that allow the sweatshops and like the harsh working conditions, I believe it's very unethical. The reason why I gave this reason is because if you actually think about it, if you're giving the company your money, you're basically encouraging the company and how they operate and how they do business. Now, if you don't believe in what they're doing, you won't spend your money there. So think about it. If you stop spending money there and explained your viewpoints, and you went up to Nike and was like, the reason why I stopped spending money there is because you guys are buying things from these sweatshops that are where these people are being worked like way too hard. If you explain that to them, maybe it will help the company evolve and be like, oh, we need to stop and push these labor laws to make sure everyone is being not overworked, but like doing their job in a well organized fashion, basically.